Hi guys, this is Sherman Carlos. On tonight's video, I'm gonna give you my my review of episode 8. My review of episode 8 of season 1 of Your Friendly Hood Spider-Man. The web is not dead. And O versus O. So here we go, guys. In this episode, I love this episode. In this episode, we see again, like I told you before, in episode 6 or 5. Yes, in my review of episode 6 or 7. Yes, my review of last episode, I told you guys that Peter was being a total stubborn nerd and not following Norman's instructions of staying at home and recovering from almost getting impaled by Scorpion's tail. But then again, Peter was like, no, I'm not gonna stand by when my fellow queen knights, my fellow New Yorkers and queeners, meaning the section of New York that is Queens, need my help. When the 110 gang and the Scorpions are having a little fist fight with each other, and that's exactly what Peter did. So, with the help of Harry. So, in Peter's first test run in the classic OG suit that we know and that we love, guys, it got a little bit hairy. Because everyone, Scorpion and his fellow Scorpions of his gang, the Scorpions, were shocked to see that Spider-Man was not dead. That he didn't die. He didn't bleed out. Well, to a big surprise, another big surprise that it kind of mixes Spider-Man with the 110. Big Don, the leader of the 110 gang, has an informant. Has been having an informant near the Scorpions. He's a. We don't get a name, but we don't get a name of this mole informant. But he wears a white mask, a white hood mask, like a luchador mask. That's the best way I can describe it. And basically, this mole that Big Don has been getting the information from about the Scorpions tells him that the Scorpions have been getting weapons, getting high-tech weapons from a supplier. And guess who's the supplier? Guess who's a mystery supplier? Yes, Dr. Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus. Yes. Which leads me to a road that I told you guys before. Norman Osborn versus Dr. Octavius. Yes, Dr. Ock. So let's think about this, guys. So if we combine the bitter ego rivalry, ego spat that Norman and Dr. Octavius have against each other, we get a wonderful dynamic of egos fighting who has a bigger ego, but who has a bigger ego, but to speak in a more expansive way. Again, Dr. Octavius' spat or ego rivalry with Norman Osborn and Oscorp is that people like Scorpion, that people like Scorpion want more of the technology that Oscorp has. So in that regard, Octavius is winning. But here's the thing, and here's my belief. Although at this point we don't exactly know, we don't exactly know why the spat between the rivalry, how the rivalry started between Norman Osborn. Norman hasn't hinted, and Norman hasn't given us a word clue or a talking clue about him feeling the sense of jealousy, or feeling a little bit jelly, meaning jealousy, over the fact that people like Scorpion and let's see, people like Scorpion and others like Scorpion want to get technology from Octavius instead of him. Although he doesn't hint that. I'm guessing that's where the rivalry started. And since we haven't heard, or we haven't gotten a clue, if we haven't gotten a very spot on hint or clue, a super clue of mischievous deals, or a hint of evil at this point of Norman, that he wants to give his technology, that he wants to give his Oscorp's technology to people like Scorpion to destroy New York, but that has to get to that people like Scorpion and Steel and steal the unicorn girl. You know, the girl from Russia. And or four other goulashes. Uh, you know, preferred technology from Dr. Octavius slash Dr. Octopus instead of Oscorp. That must be eating at eating 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 Norman's stomach 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 very badly with uh jealousy sauce, and then jealousy salsa and envy dip. And that's exact. So, like I told you before, like I told you last episode, us, you know, Norman gave Iron Man, yes, Iron Man from the Avengers. I know an old friend of ours, but we haven't seen him in a long time in animation form. In a long time since the 1990s Iron Man series. So Norman, so like I told you before. So Norman called the authorities, meaning police and Iron Man, to to you know to capture Doctor Octopus slash Doctor Octavius, and to send him to, and raid his secret lab, and they did. And like I told you again, when Norman went to visit Dr. Ock, he said, "I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're paying for your, I'm glad that you're paying for your, I'm glad that you're going to pay for your sins. For your sins that you have put upon the citizens of New York slash Queens." But Doctor Octopus said to Norman, "I'm reading through your lie. I'm reading through you. I'm reading through your lie. You didn't call the police slash Iron Man on me to capture me, just to capture me, and put me in this hole of despair. You got me here. You got me here for one reason, not to get justice for New Yorkers slash Queeners of Queens, but you got me here. You got me stuck in here, just so you could steal my technology and keep it for yourself." And that's exactly what the informant, Big Don's informant, was telling was getting in close proximity with the Scorpions, because the mole, the 110 mole knew that someone was giving the Scorpions this type of technology, type of high tech technology. And now we know. And again, the guy that was giving the Scorpions Scorpion and his gang this type of high tech high tech high tech technology was 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 Octavius. But now that Doctor Octavius is in jail in the can, in the black hole in the black fun hole of doom, meaning jail. Norman Oscorp or Norman Flash Oscorp took the opportunity to rob and steal the Octavius' technology that he created to keep them for themselves. Slash Oscorp and Norman and Norman. So maybe down the line, Oscorp could get could give their technology and their stolen and the technology that they robbed from Doctor Octavius' secret lab to other evildoers down the line, which I have no doubt, which we might see in season 2. Yes, I'm calling for it. I'm saying that in season 2, and this is a high possibility that Norman will give his technology and the technology that he stole from Dr. Octavius slash Dr. Octopus to other evildoers that we might see, and some other old friends slash enemies of Spider-Man 3 that we know and love from the 1990s animated series. And since we now know that Norman stole Dr. Octavius' technology from his lab. The 110 mole informant didn't know that, but now that he found a connection, of the Scorpions to Dr. Octavius, now Big Don and the 110 have an advantage of having this information. But there's one problem. And to be more specific, with Big Don. In this second major fight between the Scorpions and the 110, Big Don is scared and gets scared of the magnitude of the iron power, the iron grip power of Scorpion's tail, and he runs away like a little chicken. So where does this leave Lonnie? Well, since Big Don ran away, this leaves a big hole to fill in the 110. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is that Lonnie becomes the de facto new and brand new and shiny new leader of the 110. And of course Lonnie and the 110 can't get a grip, can't quite get a handle manhandle the Scorpions and Scorpion himself. So, in a twist of funny fate, Peter, in the classic suit that we know and love, that we know and love, that he wears as Spider-Man, helps Lonnie helps Lonnie and the 110 defeat the Scorpions and 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 at the same time Peter defeats the one that defeats Scorpion once and for all after getting impaled by his tail. But in the 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 whole mess at the beginning, in the middle of Spider-Man helping the 110, and Lonnie gets manhandled by Scorpion, gets gets tossed into a van, and tossed into a van, and when Lonnie comes out of the van, he comes with a new attitude. He comes out of the van looking looking the same, but new at the same time. He's stronger. Lonnie's stronger. He's more stronger than ever. He's not his normal self. And then both he and Spider-Man / Peter defeat the Scorpions, and again Peter gets his revenge on Scorpion as Spider-Man. But before that, Peter refreshed his friendship with Nico, and Nico understood that Peter didn't tell her that he was Spider-Man, not just to keep her safe, but just to keep everyone in Queens and / New York safe overall. Safe overall. Every New Yorker, including her. So now Peter and Nico are friends again. And here's another plus for Peter. Pearl is very, 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 very disappointed in Lonnie, and he doesn't know this new, brand new, stronger, new uncanny and strangely stronger version of Lonnie. But now that Pearl has completely separated from her mind from thinking of Lonnie, she doesn't call Peter anymore. Pearl doesn't call Petey to Peter. She doesn't call him Petey. She calls him Peter. So what does this mean? I don't know exactly. We might see Pearl and Peter's relationship, or Spider-Man's relationship with with Pearl evolve, advance, and grow in season two. But that's how this wonderful episode 8 of season 1 of Your Friendly Hood Spider-Man ends. So with that being said, guys, let me know in the comments if you want to. What did you think about what did you think about episode 8? Episode 8 of season 1 of Your Friendly Hood Spider-Man. And also also let me know what did you think about Lonnie's new how Lonnie came out of the van that he got tossed in, that he got slammed and tossed in because the doors were open, and how he came out looking good and shiny as new, meaning with a new attitude, and uncanny, and an uncanny amount of new strength. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and Wakanda forever. Peace out. Bye.